So they're learning English, and let's say they want to have more of an American or a Canadian accent. The number one mistake I often see in my clients, in my followers, is that they will learn how to pronounce a sound. Let's say it is the TH sound. Okay. For you guys who have followed me a long enough time, you'll know that the TH, you need to put your tongue between your teeth, right? So, example, with. There's no vibration in the throat, tongue is between your teeth. Teeth. Or if it's voiced, like in those, the tongue between your teeth, vibration in your throat. So it happens, it happens very often that an English learner will know how to properly and correctly pronounce a sound, but when they are speaking with people, they go back to having their foreign pronunciation. So maybe they're saying dis and dat instead of this and that. Maybe they're saying with teeth as an S instead of saying with teeth. Um, that happens. So if you guys have seen my video about why, no, it's the reality of being advanced in your accent reduction journey. And I talk about how you have sounds that you do not know how to pronounce, like let's say an American, if that's your target accent, you learn how to pronounce it. But it's not until you make it a habit and it becomes more natural, it becomes more muscle memory, that it becomes a part of your day-to-day accent. So if this is your problem, where you say, I know how to pronounce it, but when I speak in English with friends, with coworkers, with other people, I mispronounce it. How to fix that? B, the answer. So if you want to fix that, what you need to do is you need to practice that sound daily. If you can do a good 5 to 15 minutes a day practicing words with that sound, practicing sentences with that sound, you're going to build that muscle memory. So instead of saying this is the time, you'll start saying this is the time. This is the tooth, the tooth. So the words that you know that you mispronounce or that have the sound that you mispronounce, just keep on keep on repeating it and practicing it every day. It seems really boring. I know you may not even want to do that, but if your desire is to have more of an American accent, it's those boring, mundane, like practices of like practicing it, those tasks of like just practicing that sound over and over and over and over again until you don't even have to think about it and you pronounce it correctly. So if you struggle with that, you know how to pronounce a sound correctly, but you don't always in day-to-day conversation practice that sound. Practice, practice, practice. And then I'm going to share with you a second mistake because it goes hand in hand. It goes together. The second mistake is that people will practice the sound that they're working on, but they're mispronouncing it. So for example, with the short I sound, eh, and the long E sound, e, they might think they're saying sheet, but they're actually saying shit, right? They might think that they're saying beach, but they're actually saying bitch, right? So just that one sound can make it a vulgar word, right? So if you are practicing a sound and you are trying to make it a habit, make sure you're pronouncing it correctly. Get an accent coach, get a native speaker, somebody who really has already mastered the accent and the pronunciation that you want to have. And if you want to know my top 5 tips to accelerate your accent reduction journey and to start making lasting changes to your pronunciation and accent, comment top tips on YouTube and I will share with you the link to get my free guide with my top tips. So I see that there are some